Hello and welcome to Living the Dream with me, Sam Javed. In each episode, I'm going to be interviewing some incredible guests, each telling their stories and telling us of their journeys in a bid to inspire you to fulfill your dreams. Today's incredible guest is actor Joshua Riley, who's notorious for his role in Netflix's Safe, Richard III, as well as homegrown favourites such as Casualty and Doctors. Joshua, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
How did it all start? Did you always want to be an actor?
Yeah.
You did?
Well, I think it's funny actually how I got into it. So I'd sort of been doing it from a very young age.
Yeah.
My grandma actually kind of initiated the first push.
Yeah.
And put me up for auditions.
Really? So as a child, like as a toddler, would you go around and perform and stuff like that?
I was quite a performative child.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I
would say so. My first experience with it was an audition for Mary Poppins.
Oh, brilliant. And as in what character?
Oh, bloody hell. Was it Michael Banks?
Okay.
Is that the one?
Okay.
I think so.
Remember, never mind.
And I went to an audition in the West End.
Oh, wow. As young as, how old were you?
6.
6?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome, right? And is this with the encouragement of your family?
Yes, yeah. And I was a little bit disappointed, actually. I think I remember being disappointed because I'd watched the film.
Yeah.
And I had kind of visualised this whole idea of it being in this whole world.
Yeah.
And when I got there, obviously having never had an experience of an audition or what it was, essentially, I was in a cold, dark room with an auditioner and a piano.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wait a second. This isn't what I wanted to do.
Well, you imagining bright lights and
exactly.
all cameras, action, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So,
but you didn't lose momentum, right?
No. So I did it. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Just went for it, and I actually got pretty far. So I got to the third round.
It's amazing.
And I remember from then they said to me that kind of it was done. They didn't want to see me anymore. And my mum actually said, I actually burst back into the room and said, "Why don't you want me?"
Really?
Yeah, at 6.
Oh my God! And so, what did they say?
I can't remember any of it. They said, "Oh no, just not this time."
And did you
encouragement?
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah. And then was that just the beginning of it?
Yeah, that was the beginning, and then from there actually, I just went to school, and then I did school productions.
Okay.
So I was always the type of kid that would be in class, just thinking about drama and thinking about when is it going to be Christmas so that I can do the Christmas production.
Oh wow!
Type of thing. Yeah.
So did you go to a performing arts school, or you went to a normal mainstream school?
Yeah. I went to a normal state school in North London called Highgate Wood. Okay. It was an arts specialist school. It's not anymore.
Okay.
It's not anymore, which is not good.
Okay.
But yeah, so I just did drama. I did drama for GCSE as well. I loved performing. I loved reading scripts.
Yeah.
I loved reading Shakespeare. I was one of those kids that was really into it, and the other kids just didn't get it.
No.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson from that is, even though, I mean, some people assume that to be able to live out the dream that you really want to do, you need to be in that career. But by the sounds of it, you had pretty much a sort of, you were in normal mainstream school, but you made the best out of that situation, right? And took every opportunity to do what you love doing in whatever way you could in that subject.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing really, because I was always pretty sure this was what I wanted to do, and I had a lot of encouragement, but I had a lot of setback as well in some financial areas and things like that. But I would never really let it get me down. And my mum's very artistic as well. She plays the flute. I have a very musical background. Yeah. So a lot of my family they play. Well, my granddad used to play the saxophone and the trumpet. So there was always kind of performance going on in my life. Yeah. And creativity.
So would you say you always had the mindset of a creative, where even if potentially something didn't work out, it wouldn't let you get down, really? Yeah. Do you reckon that is because you really wanted it so bad, that you knew that you were destined to do this, and whatever way it was going to happen, it was going to happen, and you'd never let it go?
Yeah, I think so. I would say for myself, I'm the sort of person I love adventure, and I love experiencing new things and experiencing new places, and what I don't like being in one set place at any time.
No.
So this idea that I could do that with work and, you know, experience these new things and experience new cultures and people, I think that's something that I wanted to push.
Yeah.
And in acting, that's what it's all about. You inhibit characters and you visualize places and people.
Yeah.
And
And what do you think is the biggest motivation for you to keep going? Because as a creative, we know that it's not always, you know, what you see on films in Hollywood, living the life over in LA, or you know, traveling the globe, and we have to work incredibly hard. We have to hustle. We have to do jobs sometimes that, I don't know, work in bars or as cleaners or whatever to get by, just so we can afford the flexibility to do audition tapes and get out there. What do you say the biggest motivation is?
For me, it's the work.
Okay. So is that the work that you get, the role, when you're in that role?
Yeah, I think I always aspire to be doing the work. I think it's difficult as an actor because a lot of the time you're doing the work to get the work.
Yeah.
And really what it's about is having that script in front of you and be able to say, now I can play, now I can do what I planned to do from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I always get a sense of excitement when, especially in a rehearsal room, when you can just sit down and say, yeah, okay, now we're getting ready to go. Now we're getting ready to do this, and seeing how it can develop over a period of, say, if you're doing a play, 4 weeks, or if you're doing a film or a TV show, sometimes instantaneous.
Yeah.
You're just on the spot. I love that. That's my motivation.
So on the spot of
that kind of get up and go thing, which is what happens when when the journey as well, when you're deciding you're going to get up. Today I'm going to do mail outs. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's the idea of the feeling of being busy and that feeling of saying, okay, I'm going to have this. You know, I've everything's regimented. I'm going to get up at this time. This is planned for this time. That's that's my motivation. Just getting up and getting out there and going and doing it.
I think it's the same with me as well. It's just that you don't mind the hustle, just because you know it's what you want to do. It's what gives your soul fulfillment. It makes you happy.
Yeah. And there's such a payoff, you know, in the sense of, you know, it's like exercise. It's like you're an athlete. As an actor, I always say you're an athlete. So you're exercising your. You're exercising your creative muscle.
Yeah.
The same way an athlete, you know, if you're running a 100-meter sprint, you're training every single day. Yeah. So as long as you're exercising that creative muscle and you're saying, okay, you know, today this is what I'm doing, this is my plan, then automatically you're getting that sense of fulfillment because you know that you're working towards something. Yeah. And you're always working towards something. I think the journey is always more important than the final destination. Yeah. Because there is no final destination, really. You're never going to, and if you do achieve your final destination, then there's no room for growth. Yeah. So you're always growing as a person, you're always growing as a creative, and you want to make sure that the journey is something that can be both fulfilling, exciting, but also you have to understand for yourself that you have to enjoy it. I think we rush ourselves sometimes and we say, oh, I really want to be somewhere. I really want to be at this point. I really want to be in this place. But really, you've got to understand. You know, it's the people you meet along the way. You know, I wouldn't be doing this if, you know, this is all part of the journey.
Yeah, and have fun with it, right? Yeah. Have fun with that experience. Yeah. Tell me, what would you say your main? Do you have like a mantra or a routine to keep you motivated and going? So, for example, I know some people do meditation. Yeah. Have you got anything that you particularly do, like this sort of routine of things that you follow to keep you motivated, to keep you energized, and keep you focused?
I recently I've been very good.
What, since the 1st of January 2020?
No, before that. I promise.
31st of December.
Yeah, probably. And it will probably all go to...
No, it won't. It won't. Positive thinking.
Yeah. No, I do a lot of gym. I go to Barry's. That's a bit of a plug.
Barry's. What's Barry's?
Barry's
Now
boot
that you
camp.
said it, Barry's boot camp.
It's brilliant. It's like a HIT class.
Oh my God!
you
What
go
is that
to,
in
like,
North London?
No, there's one in Canary Wharf.
Okay. Oh,
And there's
look
also
at
one
you.
in Central London as well.
Ooh.
It's great. There's a lot of actors and musicians.
So what do you do? You literally, is it one-off sessions, or you are a full-time member of the gym, or?
Yeah. So you're a full-time member, and you go in, and it's an hour class with a personal trainer, and there's like 20 other people, and they got music pumping and strobe lighting. It's like a club.
Oh wow!
But you get on the treadmill, and then they do like 15 minutes of that, and they do different speeds, and then you come off, and then you're exhausted, and then you go and do the floor. It's brilliant though.
But it gives you that burst of energy,
and
that's you feel fit and good.
It's the best thing to do early in the morning. So I have a habit of staying up late and working or socialising.
Yeah.
But what I've also noticed is that actually the mornings are the best time. So I'm trying to be more, regimented in terms of my time, because that morning is important. It's precious. And if you do that, then you go into the day with a positive mindset, and you're ready for anything that happens, I think.
Is there anything else you think that you do? Maybe something that you're not aware of, that something that you do as by habit. Do you think that you've been almost, raised to do? Maybe through your family influence, something that you don't realise.
I think spirituality is a key part of
having faith.
Yeah, I say more spiritual.
Okay.
I have been practicing Buddhism. I'm not as strict as I should be. I have a friend who is a practicing Buddhist.
Okay.
And he took me to a few meetings.
Okay.
And I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very positive thing, and it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does it give you? What sort of practices do you try to implement in your own life through the Buddhist principles?
Well, this sense of affirmation, of understanding for yourself that you can visualization.
Yeah.
And saying it's going to be okay, because I've got a fixed mindset, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for my future to blossom, or those types of things. And I think that's important, having that visualization, because so you can feel as a human being, you can go through the day sometimes feeling quite lost. I would say for myself, and that visualization helps you to say, well, no, I've got a journey, and in whatever you're doing, even if because that's the thing we were talking about before, that sometimes you have to have a side job. That's just
it's cool.
It's cool, and I work in a cinema. I'm a bartender when I'm not acting.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why I'm there. I'm there because I'm funding the thing that I really want to be doing. Yeah. And if I wasn't there, then there would be no way I'd be able to do any of this.
And there's nothing wrong in you doing that, because it is an honest living, and it's because I think we've heard in newspapers, isn't it? Sometimes where you get certain newspapers publishing things about actors that have gone on to work in restaurants and do things, and that's all right, because it pays your bills. It's a good, honest living, and it helps you get to where you need to get to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it's important to also enjoy the moment that you're in for what it is, but also know that you have a plan and aim, and that's it is going to happen. If you want it to happen, why couldn't it happen? Why shouldn't it happen?
I think sometimes though, I think Josh, I've just started calling you Josh. It's Joshua, isn't it? But do you mind me calling you Josh?
It's fine.
I think sometimes people think, we start putting barriers up, don't we?
Yeah.
We start saying, okay, maybe I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I've got to look a certain way, or I've got to be a certain way, or I've got to have certain skills. What do you say to that though, for people who are wanting to do something, but they feel that they just are not right or perfect?
Yeah. No, I think go for it. I actually know an actor who started in his 40s.
Yeah.
And
but is it the same for men and women, do you reckon?
I mean, I can't.
Or do you reckon just go for it and make your own way?
I think go for it. Don't create. Don't create, because the thing is that even if there's always going to be something at any point in your career, at any stage of life, whether you're young, you're old,
whatever.
So, I could say for myself, I'm not going to get a certain role because of the colour of my skin, or I'm not going to get this because of this. But all I can do is give what I have, and you can either take it or leave it. That's the attitude that you've got to have.
I love that. Give what you have.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
And take it or leave it, and then just move on to the next thing. Once you're done with that, you've done the work. I was watching Bryan Cranston talk about it,
and he's
from Breaking Bad, and he even speaks about how he's gained success later on in his career, and what he was saying, as to anyone really, is that when you walk into a room, do the work, do the audition, put in the preparation, and then you're done. When you leave the room, it's finished, and move on to the next thing, because you've gone to work that day, you've done what you've needed to do. If you're creative, you're working every single day. But if you're in an office, you work 9 to 5. If you're a creative, you work around the clock. Know that every single day you put in some work, you are at work.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
And then you can say, okay, and then you can feel, actually, I'm doing everything I need to be doing, because this is the work. This is all part of it. And I think sometimes we're not aware of that. As an actor, every single day I'm doing something towards acting. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
And that is the life of an actor. They don't tend to talk about that side a lot, but that is what an actor is. Every single person who has ever, in the history of acting, ever decided to go into this has had to do that at some point.
Yeah.
So, preparation
meets, what were we saying before? Preparation meets opportunity. We said something before, didn't we? We were talking about this before. But that is incredible, actually. That's really quite moving as well, to be honest with you. And I think the key in what you've just said is, sometimes, going back to what you said earlier, we think the bigger thing, getting there, that's the thing we want to do and be, and we want to get to being an A-list Hollywood star, but what's the journey? If that took you 10 years, and in 10 years' time you got there, where was the rest of the 10 years of your life?
Yeah.
What did you have fun doing? Who did you meet? What growth was there?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. It's about the journey, because it's who you meet along the way, and it's life. That's what it is. It's living your life.
Yeah.
And your life is being a creative. It's a strange one, because it is a job, but it's also a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, and you've got to remember it's a lifestyle. And sometimes lifestyles aren't glamorous.
No, that's it.
So you've got to try and enjoy every single moment that you can. And you can also be sad, and you can also be angry, and you can also be annoyed, but don't let it eat away at you. Don't let it hinder you from the experience that you are destined to have.
Yeah.
Which is a good experience.
And I read something today, actually, I've got to try and remember it now, that don't worry about getting to where you're going to be. If it's destined for you, you're going to get there one way or another.
Yeah.
I was reading that today, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
Isn't it? We're gonna make it. We're gonna get to where we're gonna get to, but enjoy the process, and that's what it. Enjoy the learning, and that's what it's about. Do you have any tips for anybody looking to get into acting, regardless of what age, what gender, what background, what anything they're at? What 3 tips can you think of?
Go to school. Try and get yourself into classes.
You mean drama classes, acting classes?
Drama classes, acting classes, a drama school. Create with your friends. Be in that network of people who share the same aspirations as you and share the same dream, and create something together.
Okay.
Do short films. That's what I did when I was just before I went to my specialised college to do performing arts. I was making short films, and that was I would actually say that was a really enjoyable time, because I felt I didn't have anything to lose. I know what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. Was the career, but I also just, at that point, it wasn't really about the business side of it. It was just about just having fun and saying, we'd watch a Wes Anderson film and then we'd go, oh, I'd really love to create something. I'd really love to make something like that. Or we'd watch a David Fincher film. We'd watch Fight Club or watch something, and we'd go, oh, look at the camera, look at the cinematography.
Yeah.
Look at it's amazing. Let's do something similar. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And then we'd give it a couple of days. We'd round up a crew of people together. We'd get a couple of cameras.
Yeah, and have fun.
Just
literally.
have fun. We'd do it. And
awesome.
that's all part of the learning experience,
and
that's
fun.
exposure as well. Yeah,
Gosh,
it's fun.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Do a play. I think.
Invite your family around, like you said, isn't it? Get everybody around Christmas time.
Yeah. And there's loads of stuff out there. There's, if you're just starting out, there's amateur dramatics groups. There's all these things, and you can build from all of that stuff. That's all learning.
Right.
So just do as much as you can.
Is there anything you would advise people not to do? Something that, from your experience, that you thought, you know what? Nah, I would never do that again. Let me give somebody the benefit of my experience. You don't have to mention names. It can be from when you were 7. It doesn't have to be anything recent. Or you can talk about somebody where something's happened and you thought, oh God, I would never.
I think don't change yourself to suit somebody else. Don't change who you are.
Yeah.
To pander to a company or to something to say, okay, they're going to get me a job if I act this way. Be yourself. Always, because you are more interesting with the world of knowledge and the universe that you are than you would be if you decided, okay, well, this is the type of person they want, so I'm going to be this way too.
Yeah.
And you can see through that, and it's not an attractive trait.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help anything. No. Also, don't, it's easier said than done, but don't compare your own journey to other people's journeys. It's not important. It's not healthy. No. It's not healthy, and it's pressure. It's pressure. It eats away at you. It's damaging. I've done it myself.
Yeah, we've all I've done absolutely.
It. But it doesn't serve any good purpose. No, it really doesn't. And it's a difficult thing to try and master, to try not to do. But work on it every single day. Work on what you're doing, and know sometimes, if you have an off day, or you have a day where you don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything.
Tell me one unfulfilled dream that you have.
Unfulfilled dream. Oh God.
I think I've put him on the spot.
Shall I get my book out?
What book? Book of secrets?
My book of unfulfilled dreams.
Is there anything? It could be like, I don't know, have you got a bucket list or something that you thought, do you know what, I want to do that one day. It doesn't have to relate to acting.
Okay. I've always wanted to go skydiving.
Skydiving?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
So that's an unfulfilled dream.
Yeah.
When can you make that happen? You are off to LA, aren't you?
Yes.
You're off to LA. When is it? On Saturday.
Saturday.
You excited?
I'm very excited.
Oh my God. Yeah. So look at me breaking out into, I don't know what accent that was. But so...
We could do some skydiving there, actually.
Okay, will you be able to let us know if we've actually gone and done it?
Yeah.
Really? Are you serious?
And if it goes wrong, it'll probably be on the news. So
no, it's not. Positive thinking, positive affirmations, Josh.
Yeah.
So you're off to LA on Saturday. Yes. What are you going over to LA for?
Well, I'm meeting a couple of managers, actually.
Ooh, exciting.
For repping in America.
Repping?
For representation.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Repping.
Rap.
Not rapping. Yeah. Yeah, so I've got a couple of meetings out there, and also a few casting directors as well. Yeah. And I'm also going over there to pilot season, so to self-tape for American TV shows. Yeah.
Do you know what? I really feel sorry for you a little bit at the moment. Just you're going to miss out on all this great weather we've got here in the UK. I mean, just look at it. It's just brilliant. I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
Can you?
I'm so disappointed.
I know. That's right. We'll get through it, Josh. I've got my next question now with all of that fun. Okay, so your unfulfilled dream is skydiving, and that's something you're looking to do. Right. Tell me, is there any actor that you would love to work with?
Ooh. Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, look at that. Giancarlo Esposito.
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. Absolutely brilliant.
Now, I'm really sorry, but I haven't seen Breaking Bad, and I'm going to make sure I do because you've just sold it to me. What's it about?
So it's about a high school teacher who discovers he has a terminal illness.
Okay.
So decides to make some quick cash for his family before he goes, and ends up becoming he ends up becoming a cooking crystal meth.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he becomes a drug lord.
Oh, wow.
And it spirals out of control. Watch it.
Would you want a role in Breaking Bad?
I'd love a role in Breaking Bad. It's not on anymore.
It's not on. But they might bring something back that's similar to it, right?
Yeah. I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
So when you're over in LA, are you going to get in touch with the director?
I'd love to, yes.
And
let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. And what's the director's name for Breaking Bad?
Director. There's a lot of different directors. I know the writer, Vince Gilligan.
Okay.
Producer.
So we've got two. Okay, so when we put our video out there, Vince Gilligan, any of the producers, directors on Breaking Bad, Joshua Riley.
I'm your guy.
He's your guy. We're going to put Josh on the spot again. Okay. This is less daunting. We're going to put your acting skills to the test.
Oh no. See, I was acting. I'm actually really excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joshua Riley as Robert De Niro.
You know, we had 5 guys, and they were all there. I'm not gonna take credit for something when credit's not due. I'm not gonna say I didn't do anything wrong.
Bravo.
Improvisation.
Love it. Bravo.
Improvisation. There seems to be a problem, you see, on both sides where, I don't know for myself whether it's better to be in or better to be out. Sorry, political. Have you seen the video?
Michael Caine.
Have you seen the video?
No.
And he has the interview about Brexit.
No, I haven't seen it.
Watch it. I'm sorry. She was supposed to introduce me. I just went straight into it. Who am I?
Rocky,
yeah. Adrian, yeah. Sylvester Stallone, by the way, is a brilliant actor. And, all the power to him. Because I think that his work ethic is brilliant. And he gets a lot of stick for his voice. But actually, he's a fucking genius.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
Love Sylvester Stallone.
He's a genius.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think I rate him for everything he's achieved. Like, credit where credit's due. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I think people don't realise how hard you have to work, have to struggle.
Yeah.
And awesome. Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. Love.
Yeah.
What's the ideal TV series that you'd love to see yourself in?
I love Westworld. Have you seen Westworld?
No.
It's another great show.
Is that on Netflix?
Brilliant. No, it's on Sky Atlantic.
Okay.
Westworld, something like... I also watched Chernobyl. Have you watched Chernobyl?
Oh my God, no! I've got like a list of things to watch now.
That's another great show.
Chernobyl, and that's on.
That one's on. I think that's on. Is that on Sky? I think that might be on Sky as well.
Wow.
No, I love TV at the moment. I love TV at the moment. Also, what I watched, which I'd love to be in, The Irishman.
Oh wow. Do you know what I'm doing with The Irishman at the moment?
Yeah.
This is really bad. I watch 20 minutes because it's 3 hours long, right?
Yeah.
So I watch 20 minutes per day.
Yeah.
And that's how I get through the film.
Yeah. But 20 minutes a day?
Yeah.
I've watched it 4 times.
What?
Yeah. I'm so into it.
That's like 12 hours you've dedicated to The Irishman.
I don't know. I love it. What I love about it is that it's not predictable. It's a gangster epic, but it's it's got a 21st century twist, and
Really?
that's what
I think
like
that's what it
about
is. Do you know what?
you
I
know?
think I just need to start just watching it continuously, because I think I'm not like into like violent films.
Yeah,
So the
it's not
beginning is quite
violent,
a little bit gruesome.
Yeah.
But for me at least, and so that's why I think I thought, is this whole film going to be like that? But you're saying actually no way, it's a massive
And also,
twist.
have you seen Joker?
No, I haven't. That's another like psycho.
Brilliant.
No, do you
Brilliant.
reckon?
Joaquin Phoenix, absolutely brilliant.
Okay, do you know what? You've converted me. Okay, so Josh, tell me what you'd like to see in the next 10 years. What do you want the next decade to bring you?
More of this, and more creating, more meeting new people.
Yeah.
Opportunities,
right?
Yeah, opportunities in whatever form. I think that's important, and being happy and doing what I love.
And that way, in 10 years' time, you'll be able to look back and say, do you know what? Whatever it was that came, I had a brilliant time doing it.
Yeah.
And I loved the journey.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, something's just happened. And we're going to share it with you, because the whole time we've been talking about doing your best, just going out there, do things, and opportunities come your way, don't they? Things just happen when you least expect and when you're having fun. And it's really funny because Josh and I were obviously doing the interview, and then a gentleman walks past, I'm being a really professional gentleman, and he like strokes Josh. I'm thinking,
who's that?
Who's that? This is what happens when you're in central London, right? But no, in actual fact, Josh knew him.
Yeah.
And
my
Josh,
friend
who's
an actor.
Who is an actor.
And who was talking to his friend on FaceTime, who was also an actor.
Right.
Who's in Serbia. He's in Serbia? Was he in
He's
Serbia?
in Serbia. He's in Serbia on a show called...
filming The Outpost.
The Outpost
And he's the lead for the CW.
For the CW.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
See, things happen. And also your friend just mentioned that I think you've got loads of people going out to LA next week that you can link up with and stuff. And you see stuff like this does happen.
Yeah.
When you're
crazy.
having fun.
It's
and
scary.
But it happens, right?
Yeah,
And and it was so funny because like Josh was saying before, if anybody does come over, because I said, people come over and they can possibly like sign you on the spot or something like that. And he goes, no, the only people coming over are going to tell us to move on from here, by the way. So that was really nice, actually, that happened. And it just shows you, isn't it, that things do happen.
Things do happen.
So have fun. Is there anything you'd like to tell people out there in terms of fulfilling their dreams? Any last words?
Go for it. Be scared, be afraid, be happy, be everything, be all the emotions, but more than anything, go for it. Go for it
and just be.
And just be, It's all natural. All the things that you may be feeling, we all feel it. But you've just got to say, I will overcome.
I will overcome. And we will make it. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, depending on what platform you're on. And above all, thank you so much to Josh for joining us, sharing his stories and his journey with us. If you've enjoyed watching, then please do subscribe to get more content.